Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time, especially to the first official workday of 2025. So, super excited to be back. I'm excited that you all are spending this hour with us. And I know we have a lot of veteran annuity agents. I know we have a lot of greener annuity agents. I know we have some life agents that want to get involved in the annuity space. The timing could not be better for all of the above, literally. So, here you are, right? Hopefully, you have your vision board together, your 2025 goals, things you need to work on, change, and hopefully, part of your business model has to do with selling more annuities, helping more clients, and getting the word out. So what we have today, number one, is a carrier launch that has some very niche bullets, options, some great products, and most important, they are A-minus rated, A-dash rated is what I like to say, which, as we know these days, is most important. Number one, because of your E&O insurance. Number two is you want to make sure that whatever you are proposing to clients, prospects, neighbors, friends, networking groups, whatever it is, that you're mentioning a sound company with great financials. Okay, so very important. We saw what happened about a few weeks ago now. I won't mention any carrier names, but there was some bad press, some lawsuits going on with this annuity carrier. So again, most important, you have to make sure that you are in bed, number one, with the right IMO. And if you're here, which you are here today, so that you made a good choice on. Number two, it's as, if not more important, to make sure you have the right company, okay, and they're well rated in the annuity space. So let's jump into my first slide. We have a lot to talk about. We also have a webinar giveaway at the end, so make sure you're paying attention. What we'll do is ask a question at the end like we always do every week. Whoever answers first incorrectly will announce your name, and you walk away with a brand new Apple iWatch. Okay, we're going big. It's the beginning of the year, so hopefully you'll be the winner. By the way, everyone's a winner because go on our Facebook page or our Google reviews link, say a few comments, leave a testimonial about the team here at Levinson, and we send you a prospecting book on us. Okay, we have a new IUL prospecting book. We will mail it out at no charge as long as you're an active agent with us. Let's switch gears for a second. I just want to, and by the way, Kevin, our VP with ibexis, has about 45 minutes for his presentation. So I got to move quickly today, so I don't mean to rush. But real fast, we had a record 2024 once again on the life and annuity side. So we would never be in this position without you, our agents. Okay, you're our customer. You know we don't sell on a retail level whatsoever. So you 100% are our customer, our agents, our agencies across the U.S. In fact, now we have coverage in almost every city in the U.S. So when we see things like this in front of you on the slide, it means the world, not only to me, my father, my family, our employees, our team, okay, which, by the way, we have employees in 4 states now, so we have full coverage for the country. But again, David S., real fast, top left-hand side, Carrie and Bill love working with the team. Everyone is so responsive to get the policies issued, especially both of you pushing it over the goal line. That's everything, Dave. Thank you for sharing. Right-hand side, you can't do much better than Christy. She's the best. She's one of our remote marketers in Orlando. On the bottom, super, super great. I could not complete my work without the team at Levinson. Richard, that moves the needle. So please never stop sharing. And if we do something wrong, we make a mistake, okay, an error pops up, because it happens from time to time. We're not perfect, but always know, reach out to me and Carrie personally, and we will jump in and try to make it right. That's our promise to you. 99% of the time, we feel like we're perfect. And that 1% time, call me or Carrie, get us involved. Okay, let's move forward. What I want to do next is talk about our in-house annuity department. So between Josh, RJ, and Ashley, They head up our team at the Coral Springs home office in Florida, South Florida. And I'll just say real fast, without ranting, between the three of them, they have over 60 years combined home office and brokerage experience just in the annuity world. So that's important because as long as you know, you have peace of mind that, hey, I'm Bill Levinson. I'm an agent working in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I'm out making things happen, right? I'm quoting, I'm setting appointments. You have a back office. Everything that you need from A to Z, okay, behind the scenes, we have you covered. So just keep that in mind always. So you're out there, you make the sale, and then boom, we take it from there. And even if you need product carrier recommendations before the meeting, okay, we'll get you everything that you need, including an application, if it's an e-link, whatever it is, all the above. So that's good to know. Left-hand side, this is also very important. We have 40 annuity carriers, and these are all direct contracts. Very important. You got to ask these questions. You need to make sure that you're not 2, 3, 7, 15 layers under a GA who's under an MGA, who's under an IMO 4, who's under an IMO who points to the company. Why? Because commission-wise, service-wise, okay, if you're 10 layers under a GA, what does that mean when it comes to you, the agent out there in the field that's making things happen? It means pieces of pie are taken out by your various uplines. So just know when you're dealing with Levinson, it's you and the carrier. That's it. Okay, we're the servicing arm. We get paid from the carrier. You get the agent commission. Okay, on the life side, it also includes pass-through renewals. All right, so 40 companies, all direct. Obviously, we're talking about ibexis today. They're our newest carrier on the block. And I think when you hear their story that Kevin is going to dive into, you'll be equally as impressed as we are. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to do next is talk about our big powwow for 2025, our Agent Expo in South Florida at our beachfront resort on the sand. Okay, make sure you RSVP. It's on April 11th, and I want to make sure that you are part of this because we cap out at 300 agents because of the fire code. So this is complimentary, even if you've never written an app with us. As long as you're appointed, you're in. But if you want to stay at one of our oceanfront suites, here's what we do. Let's move over to the top right-hand corner, starting at $30,000. That's combined life and annuity premium. We give you one free night at our oceanfront resort by Hilton. And then at $60,000, we include round-trip airfare. At $70,000, you get 2 free nights and round-trip airfare. This year is going to be unique. It's going to be bigger and better. Okay, I promise you that. If you've been to our prior expos, we are focusing more and more on the annuity side. In fact, this year, first time ever, we have an annuity keynote along with our other keynote, Mr. Charles Samuel. It's going to spend about 45 minutes. He's one of my favorite annuity coaches. So again, if you're looking to tap into this side, I think that you will benefit from the expo. We have a networking lunch, breakfast, snacks. We do a big dinner the night before for all of our out-of-towners, but definitely a day you don't want to miss. So April 11th, 2025, put that in your calendar. Make sure you RSVP. Let's move on to our final slide here before Kevin takes the wheel. So again, I spoke about some of the pluses with ibexis, and what I want to do now is introduce our regional VP, Kevin from ibexis. He's going to take it from here. Just make sure you're paying attention. Take plenty of notes. Any questions, just call or email in after today's presentation. We'll also send you a thank you email that you'll have in your inbox tonight with all of the brochures, contracting, everything you need to get started. Kevin, are you there, buddy?
I'm here. Can you see my screen there, Bill?
Yep, perfect.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, Bill. Once again, my name is Kevin Narizadeh. I am actually I'm director of the internal sales desk here at ibexis. We're located just up the street from Levinson and Associates. We're located in West Palm Beach, Florida. I just wanted to go over today the product that is really hitting the marketplace, our FIA Plus. So let's delve into that here. So as an overview, the FIA Plus comes on 3 different chassis. You could get it under a 5-year chassis, a 7-year, a 10-year, and each one of those, as you can see there on that screen, the max issue age. So the 5 and the 7 go up to age 85, and it has to be issued by age 85. If you're trying to send in an application where the client is currently age 85 and is going to turn 86 next week, that's not going to get issued. We need to have it issued by age 85, and the 10-year goes up to age 82. As you can see, the surrender charge schedule, the 5-year backs up to 5 years, 7, as well as the 10. Contract minimum, and we are a hard minimum on that, of $25,000, whether it's qualified or non-qualified. We've tried, we've had other agents that are trying to sneak in with, 21,000, 22,000. It's a hard minimum on our contract of 25,000, whether you have it as qualified dollars or non-qualified dollars. Maximum without any prior approval, 1.5 million. And we've had many cases that came in over the 1.5. There is a market value adjustment in every state. Once we do get into California, and we are still pending there, hopefully we'll be getting in there sometime this year. We're looking like maybe 4th quarter, maybe a little earlier as 3rd quarter in California. But California would not have a market value adjustment, but all the other states right now that we are in do. Free withdrawals, they start in year 2, 10% penalty free. That 10% is based upon the account balance at the end of the prior year. Now, if it's qualified funds, it's going to be the greater of that 10% penalty free amount, or the RMD, greater of the two. Now, if you're starting a contract here with ibexis and it's going to be qualified and they're of RMD age, we require that the client take out the RMD prior to coming to ibexis. If the money comes over and the RMD wasn't taken, then either we'll have to do one of 2 things. We're either going to have to send back the full amount to that financial institution for them to institute the RMD, or we'll send back the RMD payment and then reissue the contract for the lower amount and then let them take that RMD at that other financial institution there. Okay. Some things to try to stop that would be, maybe leave behind some money at that other financial institution to meet that RMD payment before the money does come here to ibexis. As you can see there, our state availability, we're pretty much in all states. We're not in Alabama. We're pending in California. New Jersey as well as Vermont require 5-year seasoning. Now, what does seasoning mean? That means that we have to be ibexis Life and Annuity for a full 5 years. We started out as ibexis just 2 years ago, and actually at the end of 2021, so 3 years ago. So we're waiting on another 2 years to get into those states there. We started out as Sunset Life back in 1937, got taken over by Kansas City Life in the mid-70s, and then in the 2021, you had InvestCorp, which is a global money management firm. They wanted to be in the insurance space, so instead of building an insurance company, they went out and bought one. They bought Sunset Life out from Kansas City Life, and that's how we became ibexis. They left all the legacy assets that Sunset Life had built up over the years to Kansas City Life, so we started out with a clean slate. And with that, we were A- out the gate. As Bill had said, you guys want to be dealing with those A-rated carriers, and we are one of those. New York, we're never going to be in New York. We would have to refile as a company, ibexis Life and Annuity of New York, and we're not going to be doing that. Wisconsin, we did hit our 2-year seasoning requirement in July, and so now we have to go back and refile with them. And I'm thinking that we're probably going to be doing that earlier, maybe 2nd quarter this year, and then we'll be getting into Wisconsin. So let's take a look at here at FIA Plus. Now, this contract originally launched in May of 2023, so just over a year ago. And then in April of 2024, we added 3 enhancements. What did we add to the contract? Well, when we first rolled out the policy, we had an S&P 500 and we had 2 engineered indices, one with Bank of America and one with HSBC, and then we had a fixed account. However, the fixed account, whatever money was deployed there, had to stay in there for the remainder of the 5, 7, or 10-year time frame. And then from feedback from agents, we got, oh, we love the contract, but we're buried in another policy that we want to fund your policy with, and we need a bonus. Or, you know what? You guys are stating that you're going to keep your rate stable over the 5, 7, and 10-year time frame, but you know what? We heard that from other providers before, so we added a bailout provision. And then you have a fixed account there, but you can't go in and out of it. You're stuck in there for the entire 5, 7, and 10. So we added another fixed account. We call it the annual declared rate there. And now you could take money in and out of there on that annual renewal notice. As you can see, the premium bonus is going to be based upon what duration you choose. So if you did the 5-year contract, it's an 8% premium bonus. If it's a 7-year contract, it's 11%. And on the 10-year, it's going to be a 16% premium bonus. The bailout provision, now these bailout numbers are based upon our high band rates. As I mentioned on the prior slide, the minimum to get into the contract is $25,000. If you have a premium amount of $100,000 or more, then you're dealing with higher cap and par rates, and this is going to be the bailout there. We have a 5 1/4 bailout provision. And then if you did the bonus option, then that's at 3.5. Now, what does a bailout mean? Bailout means that, God forbid that you got the annual renewal notice and I lowered the S&P cap below that bailout number. If I do that, I just opened up a 30-day window for your client to leave. They could leave without any surrender charges. They could leave without any market value adjustment. If they did the bonus version of the FIA Plus, then there will be a recapture of any unvested bonus and any interest attributable to that unvested bonus. Everything else will go to the client, which would mean their premiums as well as any interest that accrued on any of those premiums there. The only thing that I'm going to hold back is if you did the bonus version, I'm going to hold back the unvested bonus and any interest attributable to that unvested bonus. So that's kind of giving your clients, safety and saying, you know what, I'm not going to be held hostage here by this insurance carrier. God forbid they lower their rates, and now I'm buried in a contract with a 2% cap and a 1% fixed account. We don't want to do that to our clients. We're going to give them the safety of we're going to offer that bailout number there. And as you can see there, we also added an annual declared rate. Now, how is that different from the fixed account that we originally had? And then we still have that on the contract there. So the fixed account was getting credited on a daily basis, where the annual declared rate gets credited on the anniversary date. So whatever money you deploy to that annual declared rate, we're going to then credit that on the anniversary date, just like we do with the S&P and the engineered indices. Those are annual point-to-point indexes, and once again, you get credit on the anniversary date with those. Alrighty, so once again, coming into the contract here, let's say I put in $100,000 in premium. I'm going to automatically be forced to the zero floor because in this contract, I can't have any loss that's going to take me into my initial investment. And what I did here was I was just using one investment strategy. I was just using the S&P 500. So if I put in $100,000, worst case scenario in a zero floor, it's still going to be $100,000. I can't go down. But best case scenarios, the 100,000 is going to grow to 9.5, grow by 9.5%, will grow to 109,500. So by the end of the year, I'm going to either land on one of those two numbers or somewhere in between. Call it my opportunity. Okay. Let's say for argument's sake, the $100,000 did grow. It grew to 108. Well, because now I have gain in the policy, I've just unlocked negative floors. The negative floors that I've unlocked, as you can see there, I've unlocked the -5 and the -2.5. Why haven't I unlocked the -10 and -15? Well, because if I experience that loss, and I'm going to have to apply that loss to the entire account value, it's going to drag that portfolio below the 100,000. So I can't operate in floors that are going to take me below my initial investment. So I've unlocked the -5 or the -2.5. Now, when you're looking at the floors here, you can only choose one floor. It's not like, oh, well, let me see, I have different investments. I want to have each investment in a different floor. No, you have to choose one floor. Then you choose your investments and you choose the percent that you want to go in each investment. So let's just say, for argument's sake, I chose the negative 5.5% floor, or excuse me, negative 5% floor. So we know worst case scenario at the end of year 2, my 108 could depreciate down to 102,600. Best case scenario, my 108 is going to grow by 13.5% and is going to grow to 122,580. So let's see what happens by the end of year 2. It did go down. The 108 did go down, but it only went down to 105. So I still have gain. Now I have to rework what floors I can get into. Well, once again, I could still stay in a 0 floor. I could still get to a negative 2.5% floor, because 2.5% of 105, I'm still above my initial investment. I can't get to that negative 5 floor anymore, because now 5% of 105 is 5,250. It's going to take me below my initial investment, and I'm still locked out of the negative 10 and negative 15. So what floor does my client want to participate in? Let's say, you know what, they think they guessed the market wrong last year, but they think the market's going to be much higher this year. So I want to be able to make back more money, and I want to get to that 11.5% cap on the S&P. Let's go with the negative 2.5% floor. So let's see what happens at the end of that year. So at the end of year 3, we see that the 105 did grow, and it grew back and almost got capped out there, and it grew back to the $117,000. Once again, work the floors again. What floors can I get into? As you can see, I re-unlocked the negative 5 floor, and now I've unlocked the negative 10 floor. I still can't get to that negative 15 floor, because 15% of 117,000 will still take the contract value below my initial investment. So this is the unique thing that you have with ibexis. Now, if it's too confusing for you, then just stay in a 0 floor and treat it like an FIA all day long. In fact, most of our agents that are writing their policies, starting off on the 0 floor to get comfortable with the contract. And you know what? On the anniversary day, you have choices. So you can either choose to reallocate or reallocate either among the indexes, or to choose a negative floor. Let's take a look at what the bonus rates are going to be. So as you can see here, right now, the high band rates, 100,000 over 1.5 million. Now, once again, once you get into the bonus contract, I'm going to give you an 8% on the 5, 11 on the 7, or a 16 on the 10. And as you can see on the bonus rates, they are going to be lower than your the ones without the bonus. So as you can see here, and our most popular one is the FIA plus 10 year, where it's going to give you a 16% bonus, and the S&P is right in there, is capped out at 5.5%. Now, once you start out with a bonus program, you're automatically unlocking those negative floors. I didn't do a slide here where I showed you, but let me just talk about it. Let's say you came in with $100,000 and you did the 10-year program. You got a 16% bonus. So now you're starting at $116,000. Well, what negative floors have I unlocked? Did I unlock the negative 15 floor? Sounds about like you did, because you got a 16% bonus, but don't compare the percentages. You have to do the math. So if I came in with a 16% bonus, and now I'm at 116,000, well, what's 15% of 116 grand? Well, that's $17,400. Well, that if I have that loss, it's going to take me below my initial investment of 100 grand. I can't operate in that floor. So with the FIA plus 10 and the 16% premium bonus, I've unlocked the negative 10 floor, the negative 5, the negative 2.5, or I could stay in the 0 floor. Which floor would you like to be in for the first year? And if you don't make any choices, going from year to year, it's always the prior year is still going to stay in effect. And a lot of people, they clue in on the S&P 500. We have 2 great engineered indices. First one, we have HSBC. This is ran by Amazon's Web Services with their AI. So this is going to be more of a global tactical feel here. And the thing that you need to know about engineered indices is, what is that volatility target? Well, the volatility target here on HSBC is 7%. You know, I ask you, if you're already writing fixed index annuities and you maybe ones that have engineered indices, what is their volatility target? Are they really giving you the opportunity to make money? Or is it just like, oh, wait, I got a nice engineered index with a high participation rate? Well, once again, the higher the volatility target is going to be the higher equity exposure you're going to have within that index. So over here with HSBC, we're at a 7%. On Bank of America, this one here is using the fast convergence technology, which is tracking that Russell 1000. Okay. On here, this one is at a 12.5% volatility target. And I'll send something to Bill afterwards, but this has been performing unbelievable, outpacing the S&P. Because once again, S&P, even though let's say last year it did over 20%, you're being capped out. Here on the engineered indices, you're not being capped out. You have participation rates. So you're participating in the upside potential of these indexes here, uncapped. So they're performing extremely well. If you want to take a look at these engineered indices, you can go right to our website at ibexis.com, hover over products, click on FIA Plus. There, you could scroll down that page and you could see the hyperlinks to their websites. It's going to show you past performance as well as live performance in these indexes. And once again, they've been performing extremely well here. As for ibexis, we are 100% digital. Okay, we don't take any paper applications. We don't take any physical checks from clients. As for processing times, it's taken about 3 weeks for a case to be processed if it was a transfer case. We subscribe to 1035 yellow pages. So once we have a case coming in that's going to be transferred from another carrier, we have the ability to look up that other carrier, find out, do they need wet signatures? Will they take a digital signature? Do they need it on an Accord form? Will they take our form? Will they take a fax? Do they want a medallion stamp? So we're able to find that out immediately. And then if it's not to their liking where we have a digital signature, then we're going back to the agent requesting what that carrier may need. But once we get that information, most carriers, I'd say 95% of them are taking faxes. So we're able to e-fax that transfer paperwork out to those carriers there and get that money moved over to ibexis. Now we only issue on Wednesdays. So whatever money comes in during the week, we have to wait until all transfers come in. And once they come in, then we'll issue the policy on that Wednesday. If it's going to be a cash with app where your client wants to fund it with money coming from their bank account, we'll first go through the review process. And if we're going to be doing that, that's about a 2-day time frame that you're looking for that to go through suitability review. Once that passes suitability review, then we're going to issue the policy on the next upcoming Wednesday. And then on Thursday, that's when we act on the electronic funds transfer form, which is part of that e-app. It's like an ACH. So once we get it blessed and it's issued, then on the following day, on Thursday, we go ahead and we just ACH the money right out of the client's bank account to fund the contract. Now, even though the money is not here at ibexis, they are locking into the index values of that issue date on Wednesday. As you can see there, 48 hours for the EFT cases. Customer service, we pride ourselves on answering our calls there at our call center, 35 seconds to answer a call, and about 1.12% of the time, people are hanging up within that 35 seconds there. So very, very low abandon rate. As for ibexis, once again, we are A- rated. That was affirmed earlier this year in May. We have a very limited distribution, so we're not available with all IMOs. You can get us through, right, as Bill was saying, you're getting us right through Levinson and Associates there. Easy to do business with us. Once again, 100% digital applications. You have the ability, once you become an agent with ibexis, get appointed to us, We'll be able to get you onto our website, and from that website, you could see your new business, you could see your pending cases, you could see your commissions, you could see your licensing, you can run illustrations because you're going to get to Firelight. So from our website, you're able to get the Firelight to submit your business as well as run illustrations there. And we have service forms on that side as well. So that's how we're getting everybody up and running here with ibexis. And it's very easy to do the product training. I'll get out instructions to Bill. Anybody who's interested in getting product trained, and then get rolling with us. Our pre-suitability process, let's say you guys have clients that already have annuities and you don't know, I don't want to go through the application process and fill out all the e-apps and then, all of a sudden I know I'm going to get denied. Well, if you don't want to go through that process, we have a pre-suitability process. I have a pre-suitability review form. I can get that out to Bill. Bill can get that out to you people. And all you have to do is, it's just a one-pager, fill out that information. I get it to my pre-suitability review team. Typical turnaround time is a couple of hours, and then get that back out to you saying we're able A or nay, just based upon the information, whether we'll be able to take a look at this case. Anything else that you may have, we're here to help. Go through either Levison Associates, and you can always contact us directly here at ibexis. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Bill, back to you.
Good stuff, Kevin. Good stuff. What we're going to do is, and I, again, apologize to everyone for what happened here with the technical issue. So we'll get that fixed, and then out to everyone. Our thank you email is going to be in your inbox tonight, like I mentioned earlier, with all the ibexis details, product brochures. And then, yes, once you are active with Levinson, then you get full access to Kevin and his team as well. So you can call in with any extra support, any meetings, webinars, in-person meetings, seminars we can set up for you as well. In fact, we have a whole turnkey seminar platform that we're going to talk about here in a second. Okay, Kevin, but just real quick, are you still with me?
Yes, I am.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
so
I can.
What would you, just my last question, and then I want to jump into a few of our value add here platforms in a second. But what would you say, I know you're very experienced on the annuity side. So as you can see, we have 40 direct annuity carriers. So if you're an annuity agent out there in the field making things happen, it's a new year, where does ibexis sit in your arsenal of tools? Where do they stand out, if you will, against the other competitors?
Sure. So once again, as you can see in the presentation, I didn't talk anything about fees or a living benefit. So if you're looking for a client that says, hey, I want to put money in, grow it, and then take income somewhere down the road, that's not us. We are an accumulation type of benefit. So we're going to give you high participation rates on our engineered indices and a high S&P cap rate. And once again, we're giving those clients that feel of, you know what, not to get hoodwinked, where we're going to lower our S&P cap to some very minimal level, and then you're held hostage here for the remainder of that surrender charge period. We have that bailout feature there. So with those two items, high cap rates, the ability to get out, that if, God forbid, we lower that S&P cap, that's where we stand. Another thing is I own this policy. So I had purchased this policy back in August of last year. I hit my 1 year mark. I made over 11.5% on the contract. I initially set the policy up to be in that -15 floor. So I wanted to get down to those negative floors, but with the presidential election, and once again, my contract, the anniversary was in August. I didn't know who was going to get into office. I didn't want to take that gamble of where we're going to go, so I stayed in the 0% floor, but I'm extremely happy with it. S&P did well, and my engineered indices did well as well. Obviously, I did better than the S&P cap because I had money sprinkled in the engineered indices. So
Yeah,
if you're looking for some nice returns here, this is the contract for you. I believe in the product. I own it myself.
Yep, I love the zero is your hero concept and option as well for those more conservative clients. So
right.
I love the strategy. Love what you're doing. Thank you again, Kevin. All right, let's switch gears, and we'll be about 10 more minutes. I think the last part here, next to the products that Kevin touched on, I think this is equally as or more important for you to get off on the right foot for 25. So if we can switch slides here. I want to jump in to the best of, okay? And this is important. Let's go to the next slide. So what we did is we gathered all of our agent feedback. We looked at downloads. We looked at shares, likes, comments, okay, for 12 months. And we shared on this slide, and we sent this out by email, and we'll also include it in our thank you email. But we looked at the top carriers, products, underwriting niches. We looked at podcast episodes, live training webinars. What are the agents using on the marketing platform side for life and annuities? And we put everything in one screenshot or attachment for our other agents to view. So definitely check this out. And this is all based on agent feedback. So I want to say thank you to all of those that participated once again. Let's keep moving. So Agency Automator, this is a platform we've had for many years, and it's exclusive to us. It's basically free. And the reason why I say that is you get a basic CRM tool, a website, okay, with Insure Me Now Direct, LinkedIn, with lead capture forms, and it's 100% complimentary. There's a $9 a month hosting fee, okay, $9.95 a month is the hosting fee, no contracts, no nothing. And if you want to step it up and utilize their prospecting database, you can do that with credits. And it's like $49 a month. Let's say you're working on a business owner campaign, or maybe consumers that are newly married with a newborn in the last 12 months. You set a campaign just for that group, and then literally click a button. This email goes out. You can also send a mailer because it gives you the address as well. And then you can have your CSR rep or admin assistant call on everybody in the campaign. So it's like a 1, 2, 3 punch for different types of campaigns and strategies. So you can take this as far as you want, or keep it simple, stupid with that, basic complimentary platform. So we have this dedicated to annuities or the life side, or I should say and/or. So I love this platform. We made a lot of updates in the platform, and we have more to come for the new year, but definitely a great way to prospect for 25. Let's keep moving. This is a co-op discount annuity mailer program. So what I love about this is this tees up financial services in general. I've had an agent come back to us with a $60,000 IUL sale from this mailer. Okay, we had $1 million FIA sale from the mailer. So it's all up to you and how you approach, how fast you dive into the leads, and then how you're able to pivot. But I love the mailer program. There's a discount here. You're riding the coattails of all of our agents. So $685 for 1,000 pieces. That's everything included. And then on top of that, we have the seminar platform that I mentioned earlier. So we have a professional that will come in, CLU, CHFC, from the home office, that will actually host the seminar for you. They pay for everything except for food and drink. So that would be up to you. But if you're interested in that, let us know. Let's keep moving forward. So these are 2 complementary platforms that we put together exclusively for you, okay, for our agents. So number 1 is the keynote, Charles Samuel, at our expo. The guy's phenomenal if you haven't heard him yet. So what we did here is we put an 8-week annuity workshop together, okay? So even if you've never sold an annuity before, you barely know how to spell it, it's okay. It's okay. He takes you through this 8-week series and goes from A to Z, okay? He dives in the shallow end, okay? Week 1, how to create prospects, how to pivot. And then we talk about riders and different types of products. And then we dive into, they have a great income rider product at Corebridge. We speak about that. And then at the end, we talk about seminars, one-on-one meetings, and then closing, and then following up for replacement opportunities in a few years, and then annual policy reviews. So everything from A to Z, this is complimentary. Then on top of that, we have a 101 dashboard. This is for newer agents. So basically, you go through our 101 dashboard platform. By the time you're done, you are a annuity sales professional. We give you a certificate. You are off to the races. Both of these are 100% complimentary on us. So again, you got to run with this. If you have agents in your downline, I would let them know about this too. And again, it brings more value add when agents look at you and say, hey, Bill, why should I work with you, Shirley, the general agency? Okay, because you have all these great training platforms and lead programs. Okay, you got to use what we're using, right, on the micro. And then you can start recruiting to your own agency if you're on that side of the fence. If not, if you're focusing on individual sales and you're the agent of record, even better. We have everything at your fingertips. Okay, I have 2 slides here, and then we'll put a bow on this. So real fast, we want to talk about our podcast, Bill Levinson Experience. This is my latest episode with Coach Chris. He is another one of my favorites when it comes to annuity sales. Why? Because he's not tied to a specific carrier. Okay, even though Kevin, we know, is fantastic. ibexis has some great strategies, great niche. I love that index option, and the 0 is your hero floor, right? That's a great approach. Chris is not tied to anyone. He looks at the annuity industry as a 100-foot overview, and he talks about what's hot, what's not, latest trends, statistics, everything that went on in 24 and prior, and then what's to come in 25. And then I'll give you an example. I love this approach. I said, Chris, let's pretend you're an agent at a holiday party, a New Year's Eve party, whatever it is, right? How do you bring up that you're an annuity agent, and what do you talk about with these friends and family members, right, to tee up a sale? So we get his take on that, and it's fantastic. Anyway, you got to take a look. It's an hour of a ton of nuggets, okay? If you haven't listened to it, check it out when you can. We'll also have this in the thank you email. Okay, my final slide here, and we'll have our question of the day. So what we're doing real fast is, and I hope you were paying attention. I know we had that little issue in the middle, okay? But if you were paying attention, you're going to know what the answer is on my next slide, okay? But before we do that, let's back up one more time, Andrew. Just I want to touch on this briefly. Real fast, what do you need to know as far as Levinson live training platforms over the next 4 weeks? So this is a big one, okay? Let's look at the top for a second. On the 9th, next week, underwriting niches you need to know in 25 and what worked great in 24. This is a big one. Why? Because we have over 90 insurance companies. You need to know, hey, Bill, I have this client. He's 128 pounds overweight, okay? He's on 4 different medications. Who is going to take him, and who's going to give him the best offer? What class? What premium? Okay, we talk about that. Hey, I have 4 nationals with a real estate tie here. Whatever it is, okay, we have the answers. This will save you a ton of time, and it will help you gain a ton of sales. Why? Because your competing agents out there don't have access to the platforms we do, like iGenius, like X-Ray Full Deluxe version, okay, which gives you all of the carriers, the health class, the premium, so you can give the best offer and product to that client, okay, no matter what the underwriting challenge is. So you want to be on that call. All right, just after that, we're diving in with Illinois Mutual. Why? Because they have the best blue-collar DI in the space right now. Also some great life products as well. Just under that, we're going to dive into the Be Your Own Banker concept with Mutual Trust Life. They have some new bullets, product info we're going to talk about on the 23rd. And then finally, the end of the month, we have Lincoln Financial back for the relaunch. So we're going to talk about life and annuities with a special guest speaker. So that's what's coming up. And then, of course, we'll have our podcast episode in January with a surprise guest speaker. Can't tell you who it is yet, but I think you're going to love it. Let's go to the final slide and we'll wrap up here. All right. So what we did, typically we have a Positive Tuesday quote. We also share some social media posts on whatever topic we're talking about. Because of time, we kept this limited. But what I did share on the left-hand side are the top 4 quotes of 2024. Okay, so these were the most liked, most comments on all social media platforms. Positive Tuesday You can check them out when you get a chance. What I want to do now is talk about our contest. Okay, so what I want to do is we're going to ask a question. It has to do with our prior slides. Whoever answers first incorrect walks away with an Apple iWatch. Also, what I'm going to do, very special for today, because we had that little incident in the middle, and I apologize once again. So anyone that leaves a review, a comment, testimonial on our Facebook page, on our Google reviews page, will send you the IUL prospecting book on us. And I also have the latest Tim Grover book called Winning. Okay, Tim Grover was Michael Jordan's life coach. Okay, also Kobe Bryant. He's well known in the coaching space, life coaching space. So I'll throw that in as well for all the attendees that were on today. So make sure you leave a comment. And again, I apologize. I know you got a lot out of this because I learned a lot. So hopefully you did as well. The question of the day. You got to make sure your little fingers are on your keyboard. You got to be fast, quick to the punch. What we're going to do is we're going to pick out who was first and who was correct. And then again, Apple iWatch to the winner. Question is, you tell me how many carriers, how many annuity carriers does Levinson and Associates offer as direct IMO contracts? What's that magic number? How many annuity companies does Levinson offer to all of our agents on a direct IMO contract? Tell me the magic number, you win the Apple iWatch. Andrew's going to tell me who was first and who was correct.
Okay, it is Wendy L. Wendy L.
Wendy L. The magic number was 40 annuity carriers. Okay, just want to say thank you again for taking the time. Thanks for your patience. Okay, I know I tried to get everyone out a little bit early. Let's have a happy and healthy new year. Write down these goals. So it's not just today on the 2nd. Okay, so you remember what your goals are and what they were on the 2nd of February, March, and April, and throughout the year. So next year at this time, you'll be in a much different, better place. Bigger and better is the name of the game. If you don't write it down, it goes into space. It means nothing. Okay? Write it down. Remember it. Keep it in front of you. Let's have a great year. Thank you again, everyone, and great selling. Take care.